Bannon on the left of your picture there, the hugely influential Sheffield Wednesday captain. Over 400 appearances for the club. Burnley and Sheffield Wednesday emerge from the tunnel away in the corner to a rapturous reception from both sets of supporters. Not too far for Wednesday fans to make the journey on this Friday night. Not the best of weather to be crossing over from Yorkshire into Lancashire, but they are here in good numbers to cheer on their team. Wednesday with 45 points from their 33 matches. Pretty unrealistic for them to claim an automatic promotion place now at this stage of the season, but a playoff place very much is up for grabs for the Owls. Two changes to the Burnley side that started the goalless draw at Preston. Brazilian fullback Lucas Pires returns in defence. Marcus Edwards starts in place of Lyle Foster, who's on the bench. Zian Fleming up front is a striker in form. 6 of his 9 goals this season have come since the new year. Jayden Anthony scored in the 2-0 win at Sheffield Wednesday back in October, and his excellent unbeaten run, 19 without defeat in the Championship, built upon a very solid defence. Two attacking changes for Sheffield Wednesday. Michael Smith returns to lead the attack. 3 goals in his last 5 appearances, including in the victories away at QPR and Swansea. Josh Windass also comes in. The 2 players making way, Svante Ingelsson and Ike Ogbo, are both among the substitutes, as is Spanish midfielder Paul Valentin, who is 28 today. Defender Jan Valery, who starts his 26th tomorrow, Wednesday. 7 wins away from Hillsborough this season. So, taking his place in the stands, Scott Parker, serving a touchline ban. You can see there, the earbuds are in so that Parker can make communications down with those in the dugout. There's Hannibal, who was involved in a rather unsavoury incident last weekend. Hannibal actually unbeaten in his 15 Championship starts for Burnley. 9 wins and 6 draws, which is a remarkable statistic for the Tunisian international who joined last August after 5 years with Manchester United. As for Sheffield Wednesday, Jedi Gassamar, the French under-20 international, has got 4 goals this season in the Championship, and all have come in Sheffield Wednesday wins. He's had 103 touches in the opposition box for Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship this season. That's more than any other Wednesday player. Now 35, Barry Bannon. Recently out for a little spell because of injury, but very much back in the lineup now. Barry Bannon, who made his Sheffield Wednesday debut against Burnley back in 2015. Stephen Martin is our referee this evening. So it's 9th against 3rd in the EFL Championship. Burnley looking to keep the pressure up on the top 2. Sheffield United and Leeds United, but they will have to do so without Scott Parker's guidance in the technical area tonight. He serves a touchline ban. Early touch for James Trafford. This remarkable defensive record that Burnley have got this season 11 clean sheets in a row in the league coming into tonight's game. Esteve lays it wide, followed by Lucas Pires. Burnley in the claret and blue, kicking from left to right in this first half, and an early foul on Hannibal. Burnley unbeaten at home in the league this season, 8 wins and 8 draws. Only scored 18 goals at home, but they have conceded just 4 times at home in those previous 16 championship matches here at Turf Moor. Esteve. Egan Riley. This near side to Laurent. Just missed by Marcus Edwards. Windass. Johnson. 2 in the middle. If he can find a ball across, he can. It's just a fraction too high, though, for the Wednesday duo in the middle. Anthony scored in the 2-0 win at Sheffield Wednesday earlier this season, back in October. Josh Brownhill got the other goal in that match. Oh, that's been carelessly put behind there by Pires. So an early chance for Sheffield Wednesday. Michael Smith leading the line. 8 goals for him this season. Real miss-kick that from Pires. Look at the 4 in blue and white stripes, just inside the penalty area. There they are. They'll split in different directions, you would think. Hooked towards goal and not too far wide either. It was headed down initially by Windass. And then it was Michael Ihikwe. He wasn't too far away there, the defender. Ihikwe, who scored just once for Sheffield Wednesday. What a start that would have been had that gone in. Burnley have won their last 2 at home, leading Oxford by 1-0 and Hull by 2-0. It's a Wednesday free kick. Troubled here as it fell to the defender. Indeed, it just shaves the outside of the post, which wasn't immediately apparent with the naked eye. Low. Here's Beadle. On towards Windass. Hannibal. Like it came off his arm. Bannon will look to take this free kick. Bannon's delivery forward. Smith with the header, gathered by Trafford. Yes, they're asking just a question there of referee Stephen Martin. Jerry Gassamar going down in the area. Was he bundled over by Pires? Referee thought not. Sheffield Wednesday with wins this season away from home at Coventry, Portsmouth, Hull, Derby, Oxford, QPR and Swansea. A touch from Edwards. Here's Connor Roberts, the Welsh international. Esteve. Keegan Riley. Laurent. By Pires. Edwards. Challenge comes in from Gassama. That is a free kick right in front of the Sheffield Wednesday technical area, fouled by Jadon Anthony. By Heckway. Beadle's long ball forward. With tussle, Gassama and Pires. Gassama keeps it in. Anthony, Hannibal. Here's Cullen. Bannon couldn't stretch and reach. Nice interplay from Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Ihekwe. And again. Windass. Bannon. First time ball over the top. Chase on here for Johnson. Got Roberts for company. Bannon. Here's Armstrong. Corner. Won by Stuart Armstrong, the Scottish international, a recent arrival at Sheffield Wednesday after a brief spell at Vancouver Whitecaps in Canada. Celtic and Southampton player. Will surely prove to be a very useful acquisition for the Owls. Danny Rolt, worth remembering that when he took over, Sheffield Wednesday were rock bottom of the Championship back in October of 2023. Bannon with the corner, bit of bumping and barging, and there's a foul in the penalty area. He's 35 years of age, Danny Rolt. Former defender in the lower leagues in Germany. Trafford. Cullen. Keegan Riley. Esteve. Roberts. Worked wide by Fleming. Cullen. Hannibal on the charge. Going to get there though. Looking to make that run in behind the Sheffield Wednesday defence. Here's Shea Charles. Put out by Perez. Not kept in play by Anthony. Egan Riley. Roberts. Egan Riley. Roberts. Esteve. Run has been made by Laurent, just cut out by Johnson. Here's Johnson again. Bannon. Johnson's ball forward. Well, to be picked up by Windass. Infield from Smith, on by Bannon. Turned by Charles. Just flicked away by the head of Roberts. Wednesday corner. Taken quickly. Bannon. Flag up. Wednesday trying the short corner, but in doing so, they're offside. Signed a new contract last summer after Wednesday stayed up in the Championship following his first season in charge. This is his first full season in charge, but it has been far from smooth sailing. Reports over the recent weeks that he and the owner were at loggerheads over one or two aspects of running the club. He's certainly a man who's being linked with any vacancy whenever it comes up in the Championship or in the Premier League, indeed. Strongly linked with the recent vacancy at Southampton. Laurent. Challenge from Bannon. Well, neither referee nor his assistant seemed willing to make a decision there. Eventually the throw has gone Burnley's way. Trafford. Oh, it's straight out of play. Rather uncharacteristic from James Trafford, the Burnley goalkeeper. Low. Gets it away. Valerie. Up to the goalkeeper, who's on loan from Brighton, and he just gets there first. Johnson. Now a chance for Wednesday to counter-attack. Smith's on this near side. Windass with the ball across. Charles, can he get the shot away? Gassama into the middle and turned just wide by Stuart Armstrong. What a chance that was for Sheffield Wednesday. Windass with the ball across. Rather awkward for Charles to control. Look at the space that he has just outside the 6-yard area there, Stuart Armstrong. What an opportunity to get his first goal in Wednesday colours. Armstrong. Chase on here for Gassama. By Heckway, clears it away. Nasty challenge on Edwards, and it is going to be the first caution of the evening, and it goes to Marvin Johnson. So the left back is shown yellow after coming in strongly there. Nice yellow card then of the night. It goes to Marvin Johnson, his second card of the season. Pires. Windass. Ball by Charles. Gassama. Find a way past Pires. Gassama battling to try and win it back. Anthony eventually sent sprawling. Aidan Anthony on a season's loan from Bournemouth. Scored against Sheffield Wednesday earlier this season, as I mentioned. 3 goals for him this season. All 3 of them have come in Burnley wins. Managers will often say when they have a touchline ban that they don't enjoy the experience being up with a vantage point, but then they'll say, well, it was quite good to see the action from that particular vantage point as well. Johnson with the throw. Lovely ball, crossfield. Chase on here for Gassama, up against Pires. Chance for the shot on goal, it's deflected wide, it's a corner, and it was another excellent opportunity for Sheffield Wednesday. The visitors have certainly had the better of the goal-scoring chances so far this evening. Deflected away off Esteves. Windass was just able to unleash the shot. In by Charles. Chase on for the loose ball. Esteves there. Hannibal. Anthony. Burnley looking to break. Edwards. Faced by Bannon. Edwards. The chip and off the bar. Best chance of the night so far for Burnley. Marcus Edwards making his first championship start for Burnley since joining on loan from Sporting at the start of the month. And he was so close to getting his first championship goal for them. He's already scored for Burnley in the FA Cup. Just beyond Beadle. Marcus Edwards, who spent the last 2.5 years in Portugal at Guimarães and at Sporting. He's a sub in the last 2 championship matches, but getting his first league start tonight. Here's Charles now for Wednesday. Smith leaves it. Windass couldn't control. Bannon. Here's Johnson. Sheffield Wednesday certainly posing plenty of problems for the Burnley rearguard. Bannon. Ahekwe under a bit of pressure here from Hannibal. Foul was by Laurent on Charles. Well, this could have been awkward here for Connor Roberts. It's the left back at the bottom of your picture as the ball comes to him. Tries to pass back and it just hits Trafford. Approaching the midway point of the first half then at Turf Moor, it is Burnley 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Egan Riley. Was fouled by Lowe. Aimless ball forward from Egan Riley. Roberts. Perez. Ekwe is there first, ahead of Anthony. Only get the throw. Hannibal. Here's Cullen. Anthony. Jaden Anthony across. Hit the midriff there by Hekwe, in the opinion of the referee. Now it is Burnley asking a few questions. As this ball is played across. It was a little inconclusive, isn't it? Crossed by Roberts. Perez. I was expecting the return from Anthony not to be where it actually ended up. Riley. Roberts. Laurent. Laurent again. Edwards. Behind by Lowe. So a chance for Esteve and Egan Riley to come forward from the back for Burnley. Marcus Edwards will take. Beadle with the punch. And Bannon should clear. Armstrong. So much experience in that midfield with Armstrong and Bannon. Here's Charles. Gets it back from Windass. Armstrong. Valerie. Windass. That's offside against Charles. Burnley 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. If you have just joined us for this EFL Championship fixture Friday night at Turf Moor. Sheffield Wednesday have had the better goal chances so far, but it's Burnley who've actually come closest. With a shot from Marcus Edwards that hit the bar towards Fleming. Gathered by Beadle. Started every match in the Championship this season for Sheffield Wednesday. James Beadle, who was also on loan at Hillsborough in the second half of last season from Brighton. Bit of holding there from Armstrong. Six seasons at Southampton for Stuart Armstrong before he was released at the end of last season. Promoted with the Saints last year from the Championship. Former Celtic man. Roberts. Laurent. Turn from Edwards, nicely done. Edwards tried to lay it into the path of Fleming. Johnson will clear. Picked up by Hannibal. Laurent. Egan Riley. Cullen. Hannibal. Fleming down in the area. He asks the question. Well, you can see that. Complete rip in his shirt. It didn't appear to come as a result of that challenge. It happened there. Wednesday free kick. First yellow card for Burnley. Lucas Pires. Right under the nose of the assistant. So both left-backs have been cautioned tonight at Turf Moor. Marvin Johnson for Sheffield Wednesday and Lucas Pires for Burnley. And incidentally his fourth yellow of the season. Charles, Jenny Gassama, the two players standing behind this ball. It's Charles who has placed it. On a season's loan from Southampton, Shea Charles. He indeed will deliver. A teasing ball across, away by Trafford. Bannon. Armstrong. Wins the corner off Laurent. Still only 32 years of age, Stuart Armstrong. Very astute signing for Sheffield Wednesday in the January transfer window. You see there's Zian Fleming, still with that ripped shirt. Bannon will take. There will be a delay. Well, Fleming has to change that shirt. Zian Fleming, the Dutch striker, on a season's loan from Millwall with an obligation to buy at the end of that loan. 9 goals for him so far this season. Roberts. Zian Fleming has had just 7 touches in this match so far. It's the fewest of the 22 on the pitch. But at the other end, his opposite number, Michael Smith for Sheffield Wednesday, the central striker for the Owls, as he's only had 9 touches so far. Hannibal. Cullen. Step. Egan Riley. Esteve. Anthony. Cullen. Taken down by Edwards. Faced by Johnson. Hannibal. Hannibal again. Oh, neatly done. Edwards. Well, perhaps he could have had a shot there, Marcus Edwards. Certainly some very pleasing on the eye football there from Burnley. Cullen. Roberts. Hannibal. Cullen. Referee says play on. Laurent. Hannibal, first time into the middle. Should be cleared here by Gassama. And it was just a fraction too strong for Windass. Otherwise, Wednesday might have been on their way upfield there. Into the last 10 minutes then of the first half. Pires. Keegan Riley. Perez with that ball forward. It was rather a risky ball, though, to him from Esteve. Beadle. Flicked away by Anthony. Foul by Hannibal. The referee's going to have words here with the Tunisian international. Not necessarily for the challenge, certainly for the reaction. Forward by Johnson. Eventually the flag is raised against Windass. Josh Windass, who scored in 5 successive matches over December and January, the Christmas and New Year period. Take him up to 10 goals for the season so far. Long ball forward, Beadle will get there, ahead of Anthony. Neither team as yet have had an attempt on target, although both have hit the frame of the goal. Of course, as you know, that's not counted as a shot on target. Plenty to think about for the coaches of both these teams. Certainly Scott Parker's Burnley have been asked plenty of questions by this vibrant Sheffield Wednesday side, who for a spell were putting a lot of pressure on the Burnley goal, and now looking to do so again. Smith. Johnson. To drive it across deep. Gassama. Beyond Smith, flicked away by Edwards. Low. Oh, neatly done. Armstrong's on the end of it. Nice pullback. Burnley were there in numbers to clear it away, and it was Josh Cullen who got across. Smith trying to control it. Cullen able to take it away from him. Charles with the ball in field. Gassama. Teddy Gassama. Nice little check back. Cleared away by Fleming. Picked up by Charles. Bannon. Been a really interesting first half, but no goals as yet. Max Lowe. Beadle hits it long. Egan Riley's underneath it. Edwards, fouled by Windass. And the card is coming out again. And Josh Windass becomes the second Sheffield Wednesday player to be cautioned this evening, following Marvin Johnson into the book. Not very subtle, the challenge there. Fourth caution of the season for Windass. Here's Edwards now for Burnley. Edwards again. Still Marcus Edwards! Burnley in front just before half-time, and it's a first championship goal for Marcus Edwards in the colours of Burnley. Well, he's caused plenty of problems for Sheffield Wednesday on this near side. And having hit the bar earlier in this half, he now does find a way past James Beadle. Edwards with the initial ball into the penalty area. Got it back from Cullen. And then able to pick his spot as defenders and goalkeeper converged on him. It's the 40th goal that Burnley have scored in the league this season, and it's been scored by Marcus Edwards. I do wonder whether that changes the half-time team talk for both coaches. Danny rolls side behind then as we head for half-time. With too much additional time, you wouldn't think, at the end of this first half. Fourth official is Lewis Smith. Over on the far side. It's a foul, and clearly a foul by Charles on Cullen. Lovely finish here from Edwards. Heckway couldn't make the block. Into a minimum of 1 minute additional time then. Egan Riley. Roberts. Burnley will just look to keep possession amongst themselves for the remaining few seconds of this first half. Egan Riley. Roberts. Edwards. There's a bit of room on that far side if he can find Jadon Anthony, and he can. Anthony attacking Valerie. Perez on the overlap. In towards Hannibal. And that is behind. Comes off Bannon. And that is half-time. We don't have time to take the corner kick. Marvin Johnson is the player down injured. But Burnley in front. Marcus Edwards, the goal scorer, just before the break, after an absorbing first 45 minutes at Turf Moor. Sheffield Wednesday asked Burnley plenty of questions, but Burnley's terrific defensive record is extended by another half of football. 11 and a half championship matches now without conceding a goal for the Clarets. Sheffield Wednesday have to come from behind if they're to get anything from this game. Half-time then, Burnley 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Welcome back. Sheffield Wednesday are going to make a change for the second half. Gabriel Otagbale is going to be coming on. The former Burnley youth player. Marcus Edwards with the only goal of the first half. Late on in that opening 45 minutes, Burnley then leading by 1-0. Bale will come on for his 7th championship appearance this season, 6 of them as a substitute. He is replacing Marvin Johnson, the left back, who was booked in the first half and who also was given quite a turbulent time by Marcus Edwards. Burnley 1-0 ahead, get the second half started. Marcus Edwards with the goal after 43 minutes. Sheffield Wednesday responding by making a change at the back. Marvin Johnson withdrawn. And Gabriel Otagbale coming on in his place. Scott Parker, if you have just joined us, the Burnley coach, serving a touchline suspension tonight, so watching from on high in the Bob Lord stand opposite. Burnley in the claret and blue, kicking from right to left in this second half. Esteve. Away by Max Lowe, who's gone out to be the left back. With the new man, Otagbale, slotting into central defence on the left-hand side of the back four. Anthony. Chip deep towards Hannibal, taken by James Beadle. Only scoring with the only attempt on target in the first half. Both sides did hit the frame of the goal. Can Sheffield Wednesday become the first team to score against Burnley in the Championship in Burnley's last 12 matches now, 11.5 games without conceding a goal. They've let in just 9 all season in the league. No team has scored more than once against them in the Championship this season. Pires booked in the first half with the throw. With the withdrawal of Johnson, who was cautioned in the opening 45, Pires for Burnley and Josh Windass for Sheffield Wednesday are the players on the pitch at the moment to have been shown yellow. Esteve. Anthony. Trying to find a way through against Jan Valery. So that defensive change for Sheffield Wednesday, necessitating a rejig at the back. See how Max Lowe gets on against Marcus Edwards. Lovely little turn there from Gasimar. And Wednesday have a player over on that far side. Bannon is found by Windass. Bannon with a little flick back. Windass with the shot. Roberts with the block. Wednesday still pressing. Michael Smith. Brought away by Egan Riley. Bundled over by Charles. And that will be a caution for the central midfielder. A bit of blood as well there for Egan Riley. Confirmation then of Shea Charles' caution, the Northern Ireland international. The older brother of backup goalkeeper Pierce. Laurent. Esteve. Burnley starting the match 5 behind Sheffield United and 7 behind the leaders Leeds United. They've got to keep up the pressure on the top two to try and edge themselves into an automatic promotion place. Valery. Gasimar. Still Jedi Gasimar. Can he get this ball across? He can. Oh, it's over from Windass. You can see what he's thinking. Josh Windass feels there was a handball in the penalty area there. Brilliant play from Gasimar. Alleging there it came off Roberts' arm, and it should be a handball. It did come off Roberts, but it was not handball. Wednesday corner then. Again they have the 4 in the line by the penalty spot. Very deep. Trafford helps it on its way, but at the expense of another corner. Bannon across to this near side to take. Bayo is the player on the goal line virtually for Wednesday. Crowded 6-yard area, as you can see. Bannon delivers. Edwards, second attempt, half getting it away. And now with the header. Gasimar. Fouled by Fleming. bundled out of the way. Strong challenge from the Burnley striker. And the French under-20 international came through at Paris Saint-Germain. Quite a number of young players who had to leave PSG in order to further their career. Now, Bannon is behind this free kick for Sheffield Wednesday as they search for an equaliser. Bannon's deft delivery. It's offside against Valery. Promising start to the second half from Danny Roll's team, who are next in action next Friday when they're at home to Sunderland. Another team vying for a playoff place. The big one for Wednesday fans, though, is the home tie against their city rivals Sheffield United next month. A fixture that was immediately circled in the diary when the fixtures were released last summer. Oh, it's been missed here, and a chance for Windass to drive it across into the middle. Armstrong deflected wide. That's two excellent opportunities that Stuart Armstrong has had tonight for Sheffield Wednesday. Maxime Estève there, getting the touch to put it behind for the corner. The 22-year-old French defender. The only Burnley player who has started every championship match this season, Estève. Didn't really work. Two balls on the pitch. Cleared there by Smith. Estève. Oh, the back pass could prove problematical here for Burnley if it's controlled, and it isn't, by Michael Smith. He's been used more as a substitute this season, Smith. 20 appearances from the bench in the Championship. This just his 11th start. And that looked promising initially for Sheffield Wednesday. Awkward hanging ball in the air. Bannon. Tidied by Bale. Valery. Battle for possession. Hannibal is down. Just out of your picture, away to the left. Now back up on his feet. Anthony. Perez in support. Anthony, oh, he glides past them as if they weren't there. Hannibal, can he find a teammate? Cullen, Here's Perez. Cullen once more. Booted away by Max Lowe. Lovely bit of wing play from Jadon Anthony for Burnley. Now Josh Brownhill is going to come on. In fact, it's going to be a double change because Lyle Foster is ready to come on as well for Burnley. Is the change going to be made now? Not quite yet. Two Burnley players, as you can see, waiting on the far side, waiting to make their entrance as we approach the hour mark. Forward by Egan Riley. Riley again. Laurent. Laurent once more. Edwards. Laurent. Beautiful football from Burnley. Cleared away though by Ihekwe. Roberts, can he keep it in play? He can. And he wins the corner off low. Some terrific play from Burnley down both wings in the last few minutes. Hannibal is being withdrawn from midfield. And Zian Fleming is also coming off. So Lyle Foster will come on in midfield, Josh Brownhill up front. Hasn't had much of an opportunity to make an impression tonight, Fleming. So, double change then for the home side. Esteve there with the bandaged wrist. One of those looking to make a contribution here. Easily away by Valerie. Anthony. Edwards. Cullen. Anthony's made the run ahead of him. Here he is. Across into the middle. Brownhill. First touch. Josh Brownhill. What an introduction. Well, as substitutions go, that is absolutely perfect. Take a striker off, put a striker on, and he scores straight away. And Josh Brownhill moves into double figures for the season, his 10th of the campaign. Terrific football here from Burnley. Anthony with the ball into the middle, and Brownhill did the rest. After 7 appearances without a goal, that's what it looks like and feels like to be back on the score sheet. It's the 50th goal of his career. His last goal against the other team from Sheffield, Sheffield United, in the 2-0 win against the Blades the day after Christmas. So Sheffield Wednesday now have to do what no other team in the Championship have done this season if they are to return home with at least a point, and that is score twice in one match in the Championship against Burnley. A little awkward there for Laurent, and he's been dispossessed, and as a result, I think he might well be booked here. Indeed he is. Josh Laurent, the former Stoke player, losing out here to Charles. That is taking one for the team, stopping the run of Shea Charles forward. Caution one for Josh Laurent. His 6th yellow of the season. And Charles and Bannon are behind this free kick. You'd expect Bannon to take it, but it might well be Charles. Indeed it is. Back across into the middle, away by Trafford. And again by Trafford to push that one to safety. As it was fired in from distance. Shea Charles trying his luck. Could have gone anywhere with that bounce into the ground. You can see the real pride that Burnley have in their magnificent defensive record. They want to take it to 12 Championship matches in a row. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Crossed by Armstrong. Banner. Curling ball in, met at the far post by Ihekwe. Trafford is again in the right place at the right time. See Ihekwe there at the bottom of your picture. Still rather awkwardly there. Oh, what a season James Trafford is having at the back. The change then for Sheffield Wednesday. The Canadian international, Ike Ugbo, is going to come on. Stuart Armstrong is coming off. Second change sees Ibrahim Sissoko come on for Michael Smith in a straight swap up front. Well, Sheffield Wednesday's substitutions in the second half have the impact that Burnley's did. Burnley pick up, Laurent. Roberts with the throw. Wednesday asking whether that might have been a foul throw. It's certainly a justified question. Laurent can't get away from the challenge. Windass. Gassama. Valerie just outside him. Gassama with the ball into the middle, easily away by Esteve. Steve, who joined Burnley when they were really struggling last February in the Premier League, on loan from Montpellier, and made the move permanent in the summer, despite their relegation to the Championship. It's a little late from Gassimar. He's caught Cullen. By Egan Riley. Foster. Esteve. Pires. Egan Riley works it wide. Roberts. Sissoko there to try and block any further progress forward. Edwards. Cullen. Brownhill, the little flick over the top. Brownhill almost picked up. And does again. Good retrieval from Burnley. Anthony drives it across, it's goal number 3. Connor Roberts. And that is surely victory now for Burnley. Burnley's persistence here in trying to win back the ball, paying dividends. Anthony, again the provider. The little look from Roberts to see whether he might be flagged offside. The flag stayed down. And Connor Roberts gets his second goal of the season and Burnley's third of the night with 20 minutes remaining. Plenty of questions then being asked at the back by Sheffield Wednesday. But that is surely victory assured for Scott Parker's side. No team this season has scored 3 goals against Burnley in one match. Only one team has scored twice against them, and that was Premier League side Wolves in the EFL Cup. Burnley, who are away to Preston North End in the FA Cup a week tomorrow. And Burnley, if it stays this way, will move to within 2 points of second-placed Sheffield United, having played a match more. But they do have a much better goal difference than the Blades. Roberts with this ball forward. Burnley coming forward again. Anthony was preparing to volley it. Pires with the quick throw. Esteve. I wouldn't be that surprised if Burnley were to get more goals in the time that remains. Winners at Plymouth Argyle last month. Certainly could match that score tonight. Wednesday, though, have to keep going, have to hope that they can somehow return home with something from this match. To make another change, it looks like, on the far side, the visitors. Ryo Hatsuse, the Japanese player, looks like he might be coming on for his Sheffield Wednesday debut. Trafford. Cullen. It's going to be a double change for the Blades, or the Owls rather. Long ball over the top, great chance for number 4, out comes Beadle to deny Foster. Charles. Gassama. Sheffield Wednesday, if you'll need a goal quickly if they're to have any hope of getting back into this game. Pires. Egan Riley. Cullen. Estev. Brownhill. George Brownhill, the club captain at Burnley. He took the captain's armband when he came on. Josh Cullen having started the match. As the skipper on the pitch. Estev. Anthony. Pires. He can get away from Valerie. Makes the challenge at the expense of a corner. And Valerie, who joined Sheffield Wednesday last summer after a couple of years at Angers in France, the former Southampton player. Just under a quarter of an hour remaining, plus whatever additional time is to be played. Anthony with it. Brownhill. They had conceded possession. Foster with the little touch. Anthony wants it on this near side. Laurent instead uses Pires. Estev. That's neatly done from Egan Riley. Edwards. Bannon takes it away from him. Forward by Sissoko. Windass is furthest forward. Ugbo can't make any progress. And now Wednesday will make this late double change. Svante Ingelsson is going to come on into midfield. Josh Windass is off. Leo Hatsusi is on for his Sheffield Wednesday debut. And the Swedish midfielder Svante Ingelsson is going to come on for Barry Bannon. Best of circumstances for Hatsuse to be making his Wednesday debut. Joined earlier this month on a free after leaving Vissel Kobe in the Japanese J-League. Started at Gamba Osaka, which isn't actually too far from Kobe. Kobe's where the world-famous Kobe beef comes from. Gassama goes down in the area. Referee says the free kick will go the other way. And a caution for Jedi Gassama. Look on his face tells you all you need to know. Simulation. The Burnley supporters making their feelings felt towards Jedi Gassama. Another change then for Burnley. Double change, Josh Lodon is coming off. Joe Shelby coming on into midfield, and Sarmiento replacing Edwards. Jeremy Sarmiento, the Ecuador international. Shelby joined in January after leaving Ayapspor in Turkey. Comes on for just his second championship appearance for Burnley. His experience might be vital for the Clarets in the run-in to the season. Sissoko steps away from Sarmiento, into the middle, and again down in the area goes Gassama. Wednesday fans howling for a penalty kick. Charles. Ingleson. Burnley, who after their trip to Preston North End in the FA Cup next weekend are away to Cardiff. Cardiff at the wrong end of the championship table, as are Luton, who they play next at home. And then they face West Bromwich Albion. Sarmiento recovers quickly. Foster. Anthony's on this near side. Here's Pires. Anthony. Jaden Anthony looking to curl. Well, he's been a creator of goals tonight. Won't find the net himself, though. given away. Sarmiento. Cullen. Estep. Shelby. Driven forward, chase here for Foster. Up against Ihekwe. Able to clear. Sissoko trying to let it run. Might be offside here. Ibrahim Sissoko, and he is. Jaden Anthony gets a standing ovation as he is withdrawn with just about 6 minutes remaining. What a contribution he has made tonight for the Clarets. And Manuel Benson, the Belgian-born Angolan international, will come on in his place. Player of the match, as decided by the sponsors, just been announced as well. Marcus Edwards getting that award. So Sarmiento has moved across to this left-hand side, and here he is, trying to get on the end of that forward ball. What a tussle there with Otagbeo. Very satisfactory night in what looks like a very comfy seat for Burnley. Cardiff away, Luton home, West Brom home, Swansea away, Bristol City home, Coventry away. Their next 6 championship fixtures. 5 of those coming up in March, a busy month. Ihekwe. Nice ball over the top. Suse into the middle. Cleared away by Esteve. Cleared by Ingelsson. Suse again. It's a better delivery. Just a fraction too high for the Wednesday duo in the middle. Otagbeo. That's a foul on Sarmiento. Jeremy Sarmiento on a season's loan from Brighton and Hove Albion. Big match then next Friday for Sheffield Wednesday, home to Sunderland. Full trip to Plymouth, then they're away to Norwich. Home to Sheffield United on March the 16th. Always a magnificent atmosphere in that one. And then after the international break, they're away at Cardiff and at home to Hull, 2 struggling sides. So they really are facing 3 teams struggling for their lives in the Championship, and 2 of their playoff rivals in the next 6. Cullen. So a couple of minutes plus additional time remaining at Turf Moor. then to 68 points, 2 behind Sheffield United. They have a better goal difference by virtue of 9 better goals. We'll have to wait until Monday to see how Sheffield United get on. They face Leeds in what is a mouth-watering tie between the top 2 in the Championship. That's on Monday evening. Bayo. Looking for Sissoko. Easily tidied by Connor Roberts, scorer of the 3rd Burnley goal. Well, if Sheffield Wednesday fail to get a consolation goal, all sorts of records will be made and equalled by Burnley defensively. Will be their 12th clean sheet in a row in the Championship. James Trafford will equal the best number of clean sheets for a goalkeeper in the Championship in any given season. And it will equal as a team the record number of clean sheets in a Championship campaign. More importantly than that for the Clarets, 3 more points. Long ball forward, chance here for Foster, and it's just wide. Lyle Foster sent clear here. Definitely onside, was that ball was played over the top. Beadle unsure whether to come and challenge or stay. That could so easily have been goal number 4 for Burnley, into a minimum of 5 minutes additional time. Burnley's 3rd to last fixture, incidentally, is at home to Sheffield United, which might well prove to be a real battle for an automatic promotion spot. What a game he has had tonight. Marcus Edwards, player of the match. 1 goal. Hit the bar as well. Trafford. Shelby, picked up here by Gassamar. Sissoko, Ingleson. Hatsuse. Ayekwe. Wednesday throw. And Valerie to take. 26 years old tomorrow, the French defender. Paul Valentin, the Sheffield Wednesday midfielder, spending his 28th birthday sitting on the substitutes bench as an unused replacement. And down there and asking the question was Ugbo. Referee not in the slightest bit interested, though. It's a throw. Ugbo felt he was fouled. by Egan Riley. Chance for the shot from distance, and it went some distance wide as well. James Trafford in the Burnley goal, edging ever closer to another clean sheet. So at home in the Championship, Burnley will remain unbeaten, 9 wins and 8 draws, 21 goals scored and just 4 goals conceded in their 17 home matches. It's a record even better than Leeds, who have conceded just 8 at home at Ellen Road in the Championship this season. Only conceded 5 away from home. Last few seconds then. Brownhill. Thought about a shot from distance then for a moment. Benson does drive it in. Oh, what a finish from Manuel Benson. The substitute gets his first goal of the season. Well, he started the FA Cup win at Southampton a fortnight ago, his first appearance since the end of August. It's only his second appearance in the Championship this season. What about that for a strike? Brilliantly placed. The little look for options, the look at goal, the shot at goal. And that's the reaction from the boss. A 4th goal for Burnley in the final seconds, as the referee blows the whistle for full time. Marcus Edwards gave Scott Parker's team the lead in the first half, and they added 3 more goals in the second half. Josh Brownhill with his first touch. Connor Roberts, the fullback, making the points safe. And then Manuel Benson with that late goal. An emphatic victory for Burnley, who closed the gap on second place Sheffield United and the leaders Leeds, who meets on Monday. For Sheffield Wednesday, a heavy defeat. But for Burnley, it is another win. They are unbeaten in 20 in the Championship now. What a season they are having. Can they overtake the top 2? It's another clean sheet for James Trafford. For Wednesday, they return home, having been beaten. Full time then at Turf Moor. It's another win for Scott Parker's Burnley. Burnley 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0.